I don't want it to just, oh, there we go. Hello, welcome to episode 37 of that RowRow and Kades podcast. I keep wanting to say episode 38, but I'm pretty sure it's 37. My name is Kelly, also known as RowRow and Kades, and this is a knitting and designing podcast from the northeast of England. Welcome. There's some new faces as well, so welcome to you, and it's lovely to have you back. This week is a bit of a funny old week in that I have literally hardly anything to show you. But yes, let's start with finished objects and we'll go from there. I think this is going to be a short podcast though, so be warned. Well, you'll know before me. Okay. Let's start with what I'm wearing, not finished objects, it's what I'm wearing, which is my sea glass tee, and I told you in the last episode that I would have it on this week. And I do, yay! I was a good girl, got it blocked and everything. But yeah, I will stand up and show you. Well, I'm sitting in a different place because my knees were hurting so bad. Not my knees. Well, yeah, my knees. Bits of me were hurting so bad. Last episode, that was like, I can't sit on the floor anymore. I'm too old to sit on the floor. So I've moved. And we had a new sofa. So I was like, do you know what? I'm going to sit in the new sofa. Anyway, I'm just hoping you can't see too much reflection on my glasses. So, sea glass tea. Right, how can I show you this? Right, there we go. So, I'm not sure if it's very flattering. I talked about it on my Discord, and lovely Angie said that it was genius to put the dark colours here on my waist because it makes me look hourglass, which was not, that was not planned. I just did whatever come out the bag. But I don't know if it's very flattering on me because of the horizontal stripes. But it's done, and yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's not great, is it? I like the fit. I do like the fit of it. I kind of wish the original picture from the pattern, I think, is one, because obviously it's two colours every row. Every row is two colours. You knit one stitch in one colour, one stitch. You knit one stitch in one colour, the next stitch in the other colour, and you alternate. I'm really rubbish at explaining things. So every row is two colours, and I think the original pattern picture is every round is a different two colours, and she striped it like that. I kind of wish I'd done it like that, and not the thicker stripe. But the problem with doing it like that would just be the amount of ends and the amount of tangles, and oh, it would have been a nightmare, wouldn't it? So yeah, I don't mind it. It does, it really, the rib on the sleeves and the edging and the neck really flipped, and they have blocked out and they seem to be staying put. So, but I did it, I can't remember what the pattern says, I think it's 6 rounds of ribbon and I did 8, I think. Oh, I've only done 6 there. No, it's not. It is, it's 6 on the arm. I definitely did more on the bottom. Watch me prove myself wrong. Yeah, I did 8 on the bottom. I did whatever the pattern says in the neck, which I assume is 6 looking at that. I extended the bottom, but they were really flippy. I was thinking I was going to have to do them longer, but they have stayed down. Overall, it's a good pattern. It's a nice fit. So mine, I did the size 5, which is the 50-inch chest, and my chest is pretty much 46. I'm slightly short of 46 inches. I'm like 45.75 or something inches. So it's like got a 4.25 ease on it. Another lady in Discord, Kat, had said that she'd knitted it and hers is too tight across the chest because the fabric isn't very stretchy on hers. So yeah, just if you do make it, just be aware. Mine is quite stretchy, to be fair, but it could just be based on whatever yarn you use. I could have done with a bit more short rows in the back, but I say this all the time, don't I? I always feel like everything's choking me. So yeah, I am happy with it, but I could be happier. I think it's just how I've done it, though. I just don't think it's very flattering for me because it's horizontal stripes, and horizontal stripes and chunky ladies do not work too great together. So the last couple of weeks since you see me, that is pretty much all I've been doing, is finishing this and working on a couple of socks. So I have 2 whips to show you. One of them, you've already seen the finished first one, and it is this new sock pattern that I've been working on, the Vial of Sands socks. So obviously these aren't blocked or anything. So I've just finished the gusset, so now I've just got the foot to do, and I am almost finished writing up this pattern. I have been a nightmare. It has been a nightmare though. I've had to write 2 lace patterns for it for different sizing. One is a 16 stitch repeat, one is an 18 stitch repeat, just to make it work. And yeah, it's been a little bit tricky to write it out, but I'm getting there. So I am going to get this in testing. People keep going, when's it going to be in testing? And I'm like, soon. It's been really busy. We had the King's coronation at the weekend, and in the run up to that, there was so much on at my son's school that I was just hardly home, and yeah, it's just been really busy. So those are on the way. Almost finished the second one, and then I will get them sorted. I also, in all absolute honesty, never really got my mojo this year. January always starts where I'm a little bit sluggish to get going again, but then I'll pick up mid-January, early February. But this year I just haven't. I really don't have a lot of motivation, and I don't know why. I don't know, this year's just been a little bit difficult to get going, and we're in May, so I'm not expecting it to change anytime soon. Maybe 2023 is just not my year, I don't know. But I haven't even released a pattern yet this year, and that's not like me. I normally have like 1 a month sometimes, but what have I done? But this year is I'm just not off to the best start, so I'm not really sure what's gone on. Oh, I'm all entangled. So that's probably why I haven't really got down and focused on the sock pattern. I have one other thing to show you, and we're only 10 minutes in. I told you it was going to be short, didn't I? I just really haven't been doing that much knitting this week. This fortnight, which is not great. But I've been working on these. So last episode I shared with you an exclusive on a sock pattern. I'll try and put a still up there. But I was telling you how they didn't properly fit me, if you remember. They were just slightly tight, and I think the pattern is obviously one that just pulls in And so what I'm going to do is do them again, but knit them on a 2.5mm needle, because it's not massively, like I wouldn't need to go up a size, and I shouldn't need to go up a size, and that's gonna, if that's the case, it's gonna throw everybody with the pattern. So I shouldn't need to go up a size. I'm just gonna up the needle size to make them slightly stretchier. But I also realised that the yarn that I was using, you just couldn't see the pattern very well. I think you can see it a bit in these pictures, but you just couldn't see it very well, and it's difficult to photograph. So they are now gone. I've ripped them out. I have the heel here. But I did start a new one, which is an idea that I had for a unisex sock. So I started these last night, so there's not a lot to show you, but in the same yarn, because I just love the yarn. I just wanted to do something in it, so I did these. So it's 2x2 rib and just has this break every so many rows, and I just think they're just sometimes simple is good, isn't it? So I really like them. I did a swatch for them a bit ago. Is that going to focus? Red is a bit of a nightmare. So that is, the swatch was done in Blood Right by Skein and the Stitch. It was just some I had left over from a William the Bloody sock set that she gave me. That's one of her colourways, William the Bloody. So yeah, that's the swatch. So I just decided to cast them on, have some unisex socks in this gorgeous colour, and I think this is the yarn for those, because this yarn just, do you know what? It's a beautiful, beautiful yarn. It is, the ball's not looking very nice now, the cake. It is Nervus Fibre, and it's the Deepwood colourway, and that's perfect. It's like this dark, dark teal colour. It's absolutely stunning. And I think it's so beautiful that it's like, you're not making lace take over me, love. Like, I am the draw, not the lace. So it needs its basic pattern to show the beauty of the yarn. I think that's what it is. So there we go. So that is a new one, but they've got no name or anything. So hopefully they won't take me too long. That's it. Isn't that rubbish? Oh God. I was sat the other night, when did I realise? It was about 2 nights ago. And I thought, oh no, I've got to record a podcast on Thursday. I haven't done anything. I mean, I've done this, but you know when you're just like, what have I got to show you? Nothing. Nothing. It's not good, is it? But I think my problem with my shoulder and everything, I found out I had my MRI results, and they said that that I haven't been to see the doctor about it properly yet, but I spoke to someone quickly, and she said that it shows degeneration in the disc in my neck. Excellent. So whether that's affecting my shoulder or not, I don't know, but I need to see the doctor. I'm hopefully going to see her tomorrow and see what the plan is. My shoulder hasn't been as bad as it was. It's settled down a little bit. It tends to, funnily enough, it tends to come and go through the month. Oh, if you're a lady of my age, you will know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it tends to go with a certain cycle. It gets worse around a certain point, and then it gets okay. But yeah, I just haven't been up to knitting a lot. So I think what's been happening is, I'm very waffly today, I do apologise. What's been happening is that when I've been sitting on a night and thinking, right, what am I going to knit? I don't fancy anything that I'm knitting. I wanted to get this done and I got it done. But I was really bored by the end. I really wanted to just get it done. And then by the time I'd finished that, all I had on the needles was socks, and I just kept thinking the socks is worse. My shoulder, the smaller needles, makes it worse. So I did a couple of swatches for some design ideas on bigger needles. But then I was like, do you know what, I really need to try and knit something that I just really want to knit on. So I balled up these two beauties ready for one of my make 9. Hang on. So these are truly hooked yarns in the Hoster colourway. This is her sock yarn and it's the sparkle. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. And then again Hoster colourway, but in her, oh hello, in her Suri. Oh, so much fuzz. So I swatched for these. I swatched these two for. I was supposed to knit the Ranunculus in them, and I've done a swatch. So the Ranunculus is, for those of you who haven't knitted it, it is knitted on 6mm needles, which is a US. I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember at all. Is it a 10 point? Is it a 10? I think it's a 10. US 10. Yeah, Ranunculus is knitted on 6mm needles, and you have to get 14 stitches in your gauge. 10 centimetres in stock and stitch is 14 stitches. I got 17 stitches when I did it on a 6mm needle, so I changed to an 8mm needle, which is a US 11, and I got gauge, but I don't really like the fabric. So this is my swatch. Right. So this is the swatch on the 8mm. Please be focused because I can't see. But it's quite, I don't know, it's a bit see-through. I don't know how much you can tell. And then this is blocked as well. And then this is my, I did another swatch on a 6.5mm, which is a 10.5 US. And I've got 15.5. And I kind of like that a bit better. It's not so, it's quite gapey. I don't know. It's better after it's blocked. It has bloomed a little bit and it's filled it out a little bit more. And it's still on gauge. It's still 14 stitches to 10 centimeters. This is still 15.5. It is incredibly soft and gorgeous because it's Suri. But I'm a little bit like, I can't decide what I want to do. Right, basically, I love this. I absolutely love it. And I kind of feel like the Suri takes the magnificence away a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to like do it and then be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But then I could always buy more Hoster another time, couldn't I? So maybe I should just crack on. But yeah, I can't decide what gauge to use. I could use that and do a different size. Or use this, but this is better now it's blocked. So I might, and I only blocked it last night. So maybe I will go with that. It just seems a little bit see-through and I feel like I'd have to wear a vest under it. No one needs to see bits of me sticking out. Tell me what you would do. But yeah, it's very beautiful and you can still see the sparkle. I put it on Discord and I said you can still see the sparkle, and someone put a, you know, the little, I'll try and put him up there, the little inspector with the monocle, like, really? I was like, yes, and I think you can see it on screen. You can see it sparkling, can't you? Maybe not. It's not as sparkly as it's not as sparkly as it would be if I did it with this on its own. But I don't think it's too bad. I don't know, I can't decide. I wanted to knit something that I was just going to absolutely love and just want to pick up all the time. I think I will once I get going, but I feel like I've got decisions to make first, and that wasn't what I wanted, if you know what I mean. I kind of just wanted to just get going and start something, and instead I'm like stuck going. I have 2 more things to show you, and that's it. It's the shortest episode, shortest ever. I don't think we've even hit 20 minutes yet. So, 2 things, which is acquisitions. One's a yarn acquisition and one is an odd acquisition. So, I haven't been buying myself any yarn. But a couple of days ago, I was about to go out the door. I was going for a school thing. And I was about to go out the door, and the postman delivered a package, and I instantly recognised it as a package from Jess at Skein and the Stitch. And me and Jess have got, she's already announced this so I can say, me and Jess, I'm designing a sock pattern for one of her advents that she's doing, because she sometimes sends me prototypes and things like that. I thought, oh, she sent me the prototype yarn already for me to start designing. Oh my god, like that's early. So I made myself late because I was like, oh, what is it? Hang on, I've got a delivery, 2 seconds. Sorry, I had a delivery. What was I saying? I got this package off Jess, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh, so I ripped open this package, and inside, crinkly, was this. So this is her Suffragette fade. And I was like, there's nothing else in there, just her like her care card and everything, but, and I was like, why did she send me that? So I messaged Jess on Instagram and I was like, hi, but like, why have you sent me a Suffragette fade? Like, is it to practice with, or has it been sent to me by accident, or what's happened? And she said, it's been sent to you from Carla Pert, which is Carla from Sew Knit Create Repeat. And I was like, and I said, was there a note or anything? She said, no. She said, and I didn't want to say anything in case it was like a birthday present or something. Anyway, it turns out, after I'd messaged Carla and everything, that it is a birthday present, but she hadn't realised it was die to order, so it took a while to come to me, because my birthday was last month. But yes, she sent me this absolutely stunning fade. So I'll show you it again properly. Show you this side. So you can see the bits of green in the purple as well to transition into the green. But oh, these purples are just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm a very lucky girl because Carla sent me those in the post for my birthday. And yeah, I was over the moon. I was late for my coronation thing that I was supposed to be going to. But Skein and the Stitch yarn arrived, so come on. Yeah. So I haven't got a prototype to do my advent socks. I still don't know what the colours are yet, so I can't give anything away. For that advent, not that I would never give anything away. But yeah, so I still haven't started work on them, and I've got ideas in my head for the advent socks. It's a Lord of the Rings theme, so I have some. There's so much inspirational stuff for Lord of the Rings. Like, I have so many ideas. It'll be fine. So that was that. That's the only yarn. And then, I'm sorry, my nose is running. I did get, so when I block my jumpers and things, I've laid them on blocking pads, and the top seems to dry within a day, but the bottom stays wet for ages because it's not getting any air circulating because of the blocking pads. And we were discussing in Discord about different eras and everything. I saw that Katie from Songbird Handmade, she test knitted my Stormseeker tee. Oh, which I'll talk about in a minute. But she test knitted my Stormseeker tee, and she she showed me it blocking, and hers was on like this raised area, just laid on this raised area so the air could circulate around it, and I was like, oh, I want something like that. So I bought this. Okay, now I'm a bit nervous to unwrap this because it's a bit like pow. But basically, I got this off Amazon. I don't want it to just, oh, there we go. Right. So it hangs up like this and it's a double. This is really, really awkward. I should have that as the screenshot, shouldn't I? But you just, oh, it smells of soak, celebration, which is what I use. So yeah, it's dual jumperage, and it has things to hold them on. Kat from Dexter Loves Annie told me that she has one, and it's really handy. She has hers hanging from a gazebo outside, so these are really handy to stop if it gets a bit blowy. Stops the jumper blowing off. I did find that the jumper only just fitted on. I think it would need to be pinned and blocked for, which is what I did with this. It was pinned and blocked for a day so that it kind of got dry on the top, and then to get that bottom dry, I just put it on this, and it was already blocked in shape. I think if you didn't have it blocked in shape, this wouldn't get it in shape. You could pin to it, smaller things, but a jumper didn't quite fit. But I mean, like I said, this is the 50-inch, so it's wide. A smaller one might fit with no problem. But yes, this is what I got. So it was, I don't know what, oh no, that's to fasten it up, isn't it? So it was like £15 off Amazon, and I can block 2 jumpers at the same time. My salty air tea still isn't blocked. So if I'd had this, it's just an excuse. So yeah, got that. Quite chuffed. They're a bit of a, you have to fasten them, you've got to be a bit forceful. I was saying, you got to really force them around. It's kind of like a kid's pop-up tent. There. See, it is possible. Because I know Kat was saying she can't fold hers back up, but you do have to be brave and forceful with it. Just bend it in shape. So that's that. I think that's all I've got to show you. Oh, the Storm Seeker tea. So Storm Seeker tea has got 3 weeks left of testing. And I will pop up some testers who have finished. So let me just look so I know who I'm talking about. So we've got Ruth Loves to Knit. Ruth had finished hers. She did some gorgeous pictures. I loved her pictures. And that colour is absolutely beautiful. So Ruth had finished. Then Carla, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but she finished this gorgeous sage green version. Nicole knitted the smallest size for me because I didn't have a tester on the smallest size. She wanted the next size up for herself, but she did knit the smallest size for me and gave it to her beautiful daughter Taylor. And then Katie has finished hers. Absolutely gorgeous. I love her version. And then this last one is Kath. Kath had finished hers too. So there's still some more to go, but they're just looking so good. I'm really happy. So yes, testing is going well. It was tech edited before testing, so there's not been a lot really popped up. There's a couple of little like wording issues and things like that. So I'm hoping that this will be released the first week of July. Testing ends on the 30th of May. So I've penciled in for June the 2nd. It is penciled in for release. Fingers crossed. That is it. I'm sorry it's such a short episode, and yeah, I haven't really got much to show you. Hopefully I will have a ranunculus on the needles next time you see me, and a couple of finished socks, and maybe another one because I'll recast on that pattern that was in this yarn. I'll recast that on with a different yarn. And another one I'm going to use, Cooks and Crafts yarn that I have. So I think I might do that. And then when I see you next, I might have some finished socks and another pattern in testing. And maybe even 2 patterns in testing, because this one might be ready, because this shouldn't be too hard to write up, she says. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to shoot off. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you very soon. Bye.